Nelson Mandela emerged as an iconic South African political activist, enduring over 2 decades of imprisonment due to his unwavering opposition against the oppressive apartheid regime. His triumphant release transpired in 1990, marking a turning point in his relentless pursuit of justice. The year 1994 witnessed Mandela's historic ascent to becoming the inaugural leader of a liberated and democratic South Africa. In recognition of his remarkable contributions, Mandela, alongside F.W. de Klerk, was honored with the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993, a testament to his instrumental role in dismantling the shackles of racial segregation within his homeland. Revered as the architect of a democratic South Africa, Mandela's exceptional capacity to unite a nation previously fractured by apartheid stands as a testament to his enduring legacy. Hailed as one of the foremost visionary statesmen of the 20th and 21st centuries, Nelson Mandela's profound vision to foster forgiveness and craft a vibrant, rainbow nation remains an unparalleled source of inspiration. Nelson Mandela graced the world with his presence on July 18, 1918, amidst the picturesque landscapes of Transkei, South Africa. The lineage from which he emerged was richly steeped in tribal leadership, his father a venerable chieftain of the Tembu tribe. In the bloom of his youth, Mandela's spirited essence found resonance in the vibrant tapestry of his local tribe, where he partook in captivating activities and sacred initiation rituals. Diverging from his paternal footsteps, Mandela's thirst for knowledge drove him towards a path less trodden. Embracing the transformative power of education, he embarked on a profound journey that led him to the esteemed halls of learning at the University College of Fort Hare and later at the University of Witwatersrand. Imbued with diligence and an insatiable curiosity, Mandela's academic prowess blossomed, culminating in the attainment of a distinguished law degree in 1942. In college, Nelson Mandela learned a lot and became more aware of the unfair treatment of people from different backgrounds. In 1943, something important happened. Mandela really wanted things to be fair, so he joined the African National Congress, ANC, a group that fought for justice. He was determined and jumped right into the fight against the unfair apartheid system, giving hope to people and taking action to make things better. Nelson Mandela was really good at law and worked very hard. Because of this, many people wanted him. This showed how important he was in making sure things were fair. He always believed in what he was doing, and this helped him move up in the ANC, a group he was part of. People thought he was amazing. In 1956, things got very tough. Mandela and his friends in the ANC got caught and were accused of a serious crime called treason. They didn't give up, even though it took a long time to prove they were innocent. Finally, in 1961, they were declared not guilty. But the ANC was told they couldn't do their work anymore, which made Mandela start thinking of new bold ideas. After this big change, Mandela had a brave idea. He wanted to fight against the unfair apartheid system using force if needed. He started a group called Umkhonto we Sizwe, which was like an army of people fighting secretly. They learned from others in different parts of Africa and became very strong. The story of Umkhonto we Sizwe is a story of bravery and never giving up. It's like a powerful song of fighting and not stopping, and it will always be connected to Nelson Mandela and his strong fight for a better future. In 1963, something important happened. Nelson Mandela was arrested again and had to go to trial for a serious crime called treason. The government said he was trying to take over the country. This was a turning point because the government won and he was found guilty. But this trial was a big deal around the world. People everywhere were paying attention to what was happening in South Africa with its unfair system called apartheid. After the trial, the whole world was watching how things were in South Africa. Nelson Mandela became a symbol of not giving up, and he talked to the world about how much he believed in democracy, where everyone has a say. Mandela's death sentence was changed, and he got a new punishment, life in prison. From 1964 to 1981, he was kept in a serious place called Robben Island Prison, which was far from Cape Town. The prison was tough, but Mandela and the other political prisoners became friends and supported each other, making the hard times a bit easier. Even in prison, Mandela didn't give up. He studied a lot and exercised every day. He showed incredible self-control. Even though his time in prison was difficult, he learned a lot. Mandela did something amazing. He became friends with some of the guards, the people who were supposed to watch over him. He didn't see the fight as being against white people, but against the unfair apartheid system. While in prison, Mandela noticed that Afrikaners really liked rugby, and he started to get interested in the sport too. While Mandela was in prison, more and more people all over the world started to know about him. He became a strong symbol of the fight against the unfair apartheid system. Even though he was in prison, his influence reached far, like a guiding light that never dimmed. Being in prison had an unexpected effect. Many people from different countries came together and asked for Mandela to be set free. This demand for his release spread to many places, and countries decided to take actions, like stopping their support for South Africa because of apartheid. When the mid-1980s came, big changes were happening. The government that supported apartheid was under a lot of pressure from the whole world. They started talking with the the group Mandela was part of. In this complex situation, Mandela stood out as a leader, always following the beliefs of the even when he had a chance to leave prison if he gave up those beliefs. During these tough negotiations, Mandela had choices to make. He could have been released from prison if he agreed to certain conditions. But he stayed strong and true to what he believed in, never letting go of the ANC's important ideas, even when he could have gained something personally. Something very important happened in 1990. Nelson Mandela was allowed to be free on February 11th. This was a big deal not just for South Africa, but for the whole world. His release was a sign that the unfair apartheid time was coming to an end. When Mandela got out of prison, there was a lot of complicated talking to make things better. These talks were like weaving a big, intricate blanket to find a good solution. It was not easy, and there were many arguments, especially because of fights between different groups. But even with these challenges, the journey continued, and in April 1994, something really important happened. South Africa had its first fair and equal elections. The effects of these elections were felt everywhere. The ANC, a political group, won with a big majority of 65% of the votes. This was a big success. And at this special time, Nelson Mandela became the leader of South Africa, the first president in this new time of change. When Mandela became president, he wanted to fix the problems from the past. Even though he was treated badly before, he was kind to the people who used to treat him badly. He forgave them and was very patient. This made many people in South Africa look up to him and like him a lot. Mandela's way of doing things helped make the country a better place and move towards a full and successful democracy. In the year 1995, something very special happened when the Rugby World Cup came to South Africa. Nelson Mandela played a big part in bringing people together. He encouraged black South Africans to support the Springboks, a team that used to be linked to unfair treatment. Mandela did something surprising. He hugged Francois Pienaar, who was the captain of the Springboks. This hug showed that they were friends and wanted to make things better. The Springboks played really well and won against New Zealand in an exciting final match. When South Africa won, Mandela, wearing a Springbok jersey, gave the winning team a trophy. This moment brought people closer together, no matter their differences. Afterward, Mandela's actions had a big impact. The Klerk, who used to be on the other side, said that Mandela's ability to create strong connections made many white rugby fans like him. This made Mandela's legacy about bringing people together and making peace. Nelson Mandela was a great leader who started something important called the Truth and Reconciliation Committee. This was a way to learn about the bad things that happened during apartheid. They wanted to forgive each other and focus on the future. A wise person named Desmond Tutu helped lead the committee. It became like a light of hope, showing the way to heal and come together. Mandela later said good things about the committee's work, showing how important it was. Nelson Mandela finished being president in 1999, and Thabo Mbeki took over. As Mandela got older, he became weaker and wasn't seen in public as much. But he still had a strong voice that carried his beliefs. Even though he wasn't feeling well, he didn't waver in speaking out, especially when he strongly disagreed with the US invading Iraq in 2003. He also worked hard to tell people about the HIV/AIDS problem in South Africa. Nelson Mandela had a busy personal life. He got married 3 times and had 6 children. He also had 17 grandchildren. His first wife was Evelyn Ntoko Mace. He married Winnie Madikizela Mandela next, but they separated because of problems. Some people said Winnie was involved in hurting human rights. Their marriage ended. On his 80th birthday, Mandela got married for the third time to Graca Machel. Nelson Mandela's life had many stories. He passed away on December 5, 2013, after being sick for a long time. He was 95 years old. His family was with him at the end. His time on earth left a big impact that people will always remember.